Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends 4K action figure review on the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Sugarman Build-A-Figure Waves Wild Child. If you're trying to pick up your Marvel Legends, you can do so at Big Bad Toy Store, proud sponsor of the ShartimusPrime YouTube channel. You can find your Marvel Legends and all kinds of other goodies right over there. Be sure to check them out. Link in the description below. Now, I'm doing a 4K video on Wild Child over here for a few reasons. Number one, I'm not the biggest fan of this character. I never was, and after reading the whole omnibus of Age of Apocalypse, I'm still not. And the figure itself, which we'll talk about very soon, is equally as interesting in my opinion. But anyway, looking at the packaging over here, and unlike the other reviews that I've done, we're actually looking at this awesome image of Apocalypse right over there. It's like that with all the other figures, but if you open this up right here and remove the sleeve, you can see you get this nice, or the bubble anyway, you can see Apocalypse back there, and I think that just looks really cool and menacing. I'm going to throw this thing away anyway, so I just wanted to show that off, get a chance to look at it since we're not looking at it in the other reviews. So that's kind of neat to look at. Get this off to the side, and you can see a nice image of Wild Child right there. I do like that. Nice artwork. It does fit this character. I like it. And then on the back, you can see a product shot of Wild Child. There's a read-up over here. Let's see if I can get all nice and tight in there, so if you want to read it, you can go ahead and pause it right now. It just says, enhanced regeneration and superhuman senses make Wild Child an excellent tracker. Okay, so that was like his main purpose. So you can see the other figures of the wave right there, which I've mostly reviewed. And then you get the spot varnish Age of Apocalypse, and then not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it, and we'll crack this thing open again, I guess. And there is Wild Child right there. Oh, man. Okay, so yeah, first off, I don't have the AOA Sabretooth from Toy Biz to compare with this figure. Maybe I bought it twice. The first time, the seller sent it in the wrong box, and in order for me to obtain it, I'd have to pay $20, which is way more than what I actually paid for the figure. So I sent it back and got a refund, and then I ordered it again, and then just due to the postal service and the everything going on in the world, it won't show up until tomorrow, which is just too late for me reviewing this. So no Sabretooth comparison. Once I get it in the mail, I will post it up on social media so you can see the two of them side by side. But I just want to say that I'm doing the figure a disservice by not having that AOA Sabretooth holding the leash right over here, or the chain anyway. Now, I'm not going to go too far into the bio of the character, but I will say that, he is a mutant with feral-like abilities, and he is tested on, I think it was Mr. Sinister that had done some tests on him. Well, either way, Apocalypse was behind the test done on him to kind of drive him completely mad. So he's very feral, very crazy, and that's why he has to have the leash on here, because he's pretty much a pet. You know what I mean? He's like an animal, and there's a couple of cool fight scenes. I remember he does take on Holocaust by himself and gets his butt kicked, but not that interesting of a character in my opinion. So I apologize to any diehard Wild Child fans. But yeah, let's get a close look at the head sculpt, because this is actually pretty rad. I like this quite a bit. I just want to make sure that we're all nice and focused right there. Look at that, Wild Child. Very cool. The hair is all up in his face and everything, as it should be, as I get a better angle on it. And I don't want it to get too washed out, because we're in 4K, baby. We gotta keep it nice and crisp. So you can see some seamage coming along the hair right there, but I do like how the eyes have like a little bit of that like purple paint around them. Just very maddening looking face. So I do like that. It kind of resembles Sabretooth a little bit with the mutton chops right over here. So I do like that, or Wolverine anyway. I guess both of them kind of had that going on. The teeth look really good. So I like this hair sculpt. I like how it's all flowing back right here. I'm going to get just a little further out. I just feel like it's a little nauseating. But yeah, I do like how it flows backwards. So I think that's cool that they have some motion to the hair. So I do appreciate that. So that looks pretty cool, man. I do like the head sculpt. As far as this whole chain system goes and everything, I like how it's very long. It does look metallic looking. It's a nice, shiny, light gray color. So that's pretty neat. Not the worst that we've seen. And you can see it's just a little clip right over here that attaches to the collar that we have for him. And he does come with a Build-A-Figure piece, so I guess this right here is the only accessory that comes with the figure. He still has a peg hole right into his back, So that's pretty neat. And I do like the silver paint apps that we're seeing right over here. That looks really good. You can see this leathery type of texturing going on. So that's really good as well. I do like the paint in the mouth and everything. I didn't mention that earlier, but yeah, that is awesome. And then the body mold is really the same thing that we'd seen from the, what was it? The Superior Venom figure, which I couldn't find, you know, quick enough. There's a lot of things going on right now. My second daughter just turned a year old, so we got a little coronavirus birthday party thing that's going to be complicated setting up and everything, so we're trying to make that happen. Family stuff is just getting a little intense right now, which is awesome because, yeah, my girls are so cute. But anyway, looking at the body right here, it is, you know, the Spidey body, or the Pizza Spidey body mold. And yeah, you can see that there's no paint detail on it or anything like that until you get to the hands and the feet. Now the hands do have the fingernails all painted. I do like that, so I think that's pretty rad. That's cool. And these are the same as the Superior Venom finger hands. So we've seen these before. And same thing with the patas right over here. So that's the same as we'd seen before. And, oh gosh, that ankle joint is super stiff. I feel like it's going to break. But yeah, you can see it's all painted out really well. So good job on that. It looks very realistic. I like that. Comparing it to this black suit Spidey right here. You can see they're the same patas. So, oh my gosh, what a moron. They are not the same patas. Oh, fail. Review fail. Boom. I got to submit my reviewer card right now because I was just totally wrong. This whole time I thought it was just the same feet. I just gleefully grabbed this thinking it was the same exact thing, but it's not. So, hey, and I do like these more. So this is a whole lot better. So, wow. Shoot, man. All right. Good feet. Thank you, Hasbro. All right. Well, I mean, they look gross as hell, but still really good to have new feet, new parts with the figure. So, it's new feet, new head, new chain, new collar right over there. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's get into the articulation, which isn't very different from what we're used to seeing. So, the head does move up pretty far, even with the collar and everything, and it does move down, it does shift forward and back. You get side-to-side motion, a little bit of head wobbling right there. I'm going to leave this off to the side, butterfly joint right here. Shoulders move out, down, full 360, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, both wrists turn side to side, hinge up and down. I want to say I do like that they've continued this orange paint right over here onto the top of the hands. I thought that was really good. But both hinge up and down, crunches forward. You got to get that extra joint going forward and back, and then waist swivel, hips move outward, and kick forward, back, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then the ankles do move down, up, and beautiful ankle pivots. So let's get this figure measured out over here and get on with some size comparisons. And yes, keep an eye out for my comparison with the Sabretooth, because, oh, geez, and I don't know what happened over here. This ankle right here is just a little on the stiff side. I want to keep this whole thing on here too. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem right not having this on here. So I've got to get that on. And let's go ahead and measure this figure out and get some size comparisons going. And then I'll get working on my X-Man review because that's what's coming up later today. So let's get this going. And then I have a very special unboxing style video coming up for Saturday. So stay tuned for that. But I'll also have the Sugarman Build-A-Figure review going up. So a lot of cool things coming to the channel, especially for Sunday. So stay tuned for Sunday. All right. Anyway, stay tuned for all the days. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, would you? It'll go a long way. Anyway, this figure is measured just a bit around the 6.5 inch mark. Yeah, just barely under the 6.5 inch mark. And then here he is next to Blink, because I have Blink right here. So there's Blink next to Wild Child. And whoop, 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 right? Okay, there she is standing. Here is Nemesis. This piece comes off. I think actually now I officially am down to get a new Nemesis. This thing is just kind of comes apart, and I feel like it could be larger. If they did make another Nemesis, I would hope that it would be larger. But yeah, there's that whole scene where Wild Child does take on Nemesis and fails, if I remember correctly. And then let's get the black suited Spider-Man figure, which doesn't have as many resembling parts as I originally thought it did. So there you go, the contemporary symbiote Spider-Man right there. And let's get some of the other figures from the wave that I've already reviewed. So we have Morph, here's Wild Child, Morph right there. And then, oops, I'm about to grab Blink. We have the new AOA, AOA Sunfire. And thanks so much for the compliments, you guys, on the thumbnail. That was really nice of you to get that feedback. I didn't actually expect that or anything, so I was like, oh, that was really nice. And then I was like happy that you guys liked the thumbnail. That was really cool. And then there's Gene, and then here is not the AOA wave, the current waves X or Weapon X. And I feel like these all need to get scooched back, but I guess I'm not having them all out here. I gotta go find Weapon X. He's on this review station somewhere, and I can't really pan out to get a good enough view of all of them. So you'll see all of them side by side, minus Sugarman, later today. That comparison we'll have to do for now. And then, of course, I want to get this figure next to the one and only Marvel Legends Big Time. Oh, no! You lost your hand. I'll give him a whipping hand right there. But yeah. He's in the last pose that he was in, farting. All right, and then here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Badass Spider-Man right there, side by side. So, yeah, man, not a bad figure. Really just not that interesting of a character. Not that interesting of a figure. Hard to get him moving his head all the way up over here. I recommend halving it. I mean, you do want to get him jumping and lunging at you and everything, right? So I'm going to take X-Man off of that and get this guy into like a good serious lunging pose, because that is important to be able to do that, I think. I mean, that's like really half the time. It seems like he's either sitting down, crouched, or jumping in the air, lunging. That's kind of how I see it anyway. So let's get that pose rocking right over here, because I just want to see it. I just want to see it. All right. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And he's up on the Mafex stand right here. And it's not 100% finished pose, but there it is. Not looking too bad, right? No. Maybe get the back tilted up a little bit more like that. Yeah. Cool, huh? I like that. That's pretty sweet. So anyway, yeah, dude, at the price point of around 20 to 25 bucks, I'm going to give this figure a sud rating of like, it's not so bad. You know why? Because it does the function. It does the thing that it should do. It gives you the Wild Child poses that you want to get Wild Child into. It looks like Wild Child, so I like the new feet on there and everything. I'm just not the hugest fan of the character, and at the same time, you know, seeing this body mold reused so many times, I'm just, I don't know, not as excited over it, but it's not a bad figure. It's really not so bad at all. It does what it needs to do, and I would be a whole lot happier if I had my Toy Biz Sabretooth. I'm sure Hasbro is going to give us a brand new Hasbro Sabretooth one day from AOA, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, please still hit that like button, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. It does go a long way, and stay tuned for another video coming up later today. Hey, that rhymed. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Peace!